Drama all comes to a head circulating around Danielle, but it's her significant other that takes the fall. Real Housewives of New Jersey, the finale after show, starts right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
You know, so we talked about wearing red this week, but I feel like we're both in these dark
we're in
colors
some drab colors right
because
now.
we're mourning the end of Real Housewives of New Jersey.
I actually forgot. I was going to wear red. I had my outfit laid out. I was ironing last night.
It's so cold. I have no, like, comfy red clothes, so I was like...
You don't have a red scarf or anything?
No. I'm not a big red person.
Well, you couldn't go to this party.
I couldn't go to the party. Hey, guys, I'm Chelsea Stark-Jones, and I am here to discuss all things Real Housewives of New Jersey finale with you, and I am joined by my lovely co-host,
Angelo Garcia, guys.
Yes.
Pretty sad. It's the last one, but it's okay.
It's the last
coming back.
one. It was a good one. It was good up until, like...
I was expecting more.
Yeah, the
we were,
ending
like, all
was
stoked
good.
coming in, and then, like, it was, like, not much.
Yeah,
you know what
the
I mean?
build-up was kind of like, eh.
It was dragging on.
Yeah, so we have the whole rundown to get to you guys. We also have some news and gossip, and of course our special segment, the table flipping moment of the night. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. We start off with Teresa going shopping with Danielle, looking for red dresses for this Sweet 16 party. And Teresa's giving Danielle the whole, like, down low about what the women are saying about her, how everyone feels about her. And, you know, it's really a clear division. And the only people that really have Danielle's back are Teresa and Jennifer. But I feel like Jennifer doesn't really
Jennifer's,
know
like, iffy.
better. Yeah. So... Teresa or Danielle's really like, I need you to have my back if anything are to go down. What are your thoughts? How do you feel about this? I mean, we don't like it.
I hate it. But number one, Teresa's always like on this thing like, oh yeah, no one can tell me what to do. But Danielle's kind of bossing her around. You see that?
Kind of manipulating her.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna have my back if something happens, right?
Yeah,
like,
and Teresa didn't really answer it. She
she's like, well, if they say something,
so of course I'll say something if they're wrong.
But, like, it's a very, like, one-sided thing that I'm just not fully understanding why Teresa is so blinded by Danielle and not, like, taking time to understand other people's points of view.
Yeah, she's so, like, into Danielle right now. I don't know why.
Because you could be, like, Danielle could be your BFF. Sure, whatever.
Yeah,
but you have to also understand where other people are coming from. And that's why I feel like she's lacking in this.
Yeah, but I feel like she's always kind of lacked in that department.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like hers and, like, her friends and family. Like,
she doesn't understand there's two sides to the story. It's one side and it's what she thinks, and that's it. So, you know, I mean, they're two peas in a pod. I don't really see this relationship, this friendship, lasting too long. I really think Danielle's just clinging to Teresa because no one else likes her, and if she doesn't have that friendship, she's not going to be on the show.
Oh, you can tell Danielle's holding on so tight. Like, when she's talking to her, she's trying to convince her to, like, stay friends with her. Like, every single conversation.
Yeah. So I mean, that kind of just, that first scene kind of just lays down the foundation for how the rest of this episode kind of goes. We did have some light moments, like Jackie taking her mom to get her hair done and a little makeover. I thought that was really sweet.
The mom was like, oh, like why'd she look like that?
Frumpy. I mean,
I don't want to be mean, but, like, why'd you?
Well, Jackie kind of made a comment that, like, her mom always wanted to be taken seriously more as, like, a business person, so she didn't want to be, like, glammed up and have people, like, look at her for her looks more so as looking at her for her beauty, or,
so
like,
she's just like a business Mongol or something.
I don't know, but, like, and I think also once you get to a certain age, at times, like, you just kind of let go of yourself. You know,
you just enjoy it.
You know, you have grandkids, you have other things you're focusing on. And I kind of think that's, like, where her mom was, where it's just like, and women in general, like, would rather take care of others than take care of themselves.
Yeah, no, but that's not bad. But, like, I don't know. You got to put a little bit of effort.
Yeah, I know.
What I mean?
And her little comment was like, I didn't know my hair could look this way.
I know. Her hair was wild. When they did that before and after, it was a complete different change.
It really was. She looked beautiful. She really looked beautiful. And I thought it was a really sweet moment with Jackie. And then she also told her mom that her and her sister talked and that they're going to reconcile, which I thought also was very...
Yeah, she looked so happy too. You could tell that was like a genuine conversation. Like, the mom was like so stoked on that.
I just can't imagine not seeing someone that you grew up with that's your relative
Yeah,
for
your
15 years.
sibling.
Yeah, your sibling.
Yeah.
Like, that's
and
insane.
15 years is long.
That's
if
a
you think
very
about
long
that,
time. That's a lifetime. Like,
I was 6 15 years ago. Like, that's a long
children
time.
could have been born in that span of time, like birthdays, like so
That's
many
a long,
things.
long time.
It blows my mind. But yeah, I enjoyed that scene with Jackie. What was that?
So they never met their kids, huh? That just dawned on me because their kids are like what, like 10?
Oh yeah.
They
Yeah,
never met their
no.
kids.
Wow. So yeah, that's crazy.
That's so sad.
That is very
That's so
sad.
sad.
That's one of the things that, like, when I have falling like a tiff with somebody, or like a friend of mine has like something with someone, I'm
Yeah.
like, look, like, we're gonna go through like monumental moments in our lives. Are you gonna be comfortable not being at those things and
Yeah.
not being there for that person? If you are, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Then, you know, the friendship's over. But like, this isn't just a friendship. This is like
That's your
family.
sibling, yeah. Like, you can't cut that off.
Not at all. So yeah, that is true. That
I
didn't
just
even
thought
really
about
dawn
that
on me.
because their kids. There's no, like, I don't even think there's one that's 15 years old.
No, yeah, her
But,
kids are like young.
Yeah, they're like 10, 11, 12.
I think they're younger than that.
Really?
I do. I think they're like 7 or 8.
Yeah, that's sad.
That's
They have no
insane.
idea who their aunt is.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I wonder if they even know what she looks like, or if they have one. You know?
They
Well,
probably
like
didn't even-
now they do, but like
They
yeah,
probably didn't even know about her. She was probably like,
Yeah.
oh, we were fighting and everything. That's weird.
that's so strange.
sad.
But speaking of reconciling, Margaret and Joe host their son. Margaret's son.
Margaret's stepson.
stepson. And Joe's.
That's a whole, like, that's a whole.
Yeah. We talk about Frank and Dolores'
Yeah,
relationship.
that thing is crazy.
Joe, Margaret, Jan, all
and-
their children.
And Joe being friendly with everyone. Like,
Yeah,
after like,
yeah.
the whole affair, he's just
and
hanging out with everyone.
Jan being friendly with everyone.
Yeah, but he's kind of a jerk to Joe. Not a jerk,
I don't
but
think he's really a jerk. I just think
he's
it's
cordial.
his personality is kind of like cold. But like like Jan being friends with him.
Dude, even being around.
Yeah.
If something like that happened, like, every dude would be gone.
Yeah, right? So strange. Anyway, so Brett comes over for dinner with Marge and Joe, and Marge is really like wanting Brett to have a relationship with Jan.
Yeah.
Which I don't like. I'm not really in love with this storyline. Like, I don't understand why we're exploring it. Maybe it is because Margaret doesn't talk about her kids that much, that they wanted to show that element, you know, of her. But it didn't really do much for me.
I mean, I like it because it shows, I don't know, it shows she has a lot of love for her, like, people.
Yeah.
Because it's not her blood.
No,
And
it's
she's
not.
still going, like, so out of her way for her stepson and her ex-husband.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. And like something that she was saying in her like little confessional was, and she really empathizes with Jan because she's estranged from her 2 children, her 2 other stepchildren.
Wait, so her real children don't speak to her?
No,
or-
no, no. So her real child does.
Oh, so she has one real child.
One real child.
Okay.
Brett, and has 2 other siblings.
And that's her stepkids.
That's her stepkids. And
Jan.
From Jan. And they stopped talking to her and had an estranged relationship with her ever since she cheated on their father.
On Jen. But Brett didn't.
Brett, no, because she was saying Brett was always closer to her and
okay.
always had a weird thing with his father. So like they've always been
Yeah,
close.
he like clung to her better.
Yeah. So she understands it. She's like, and she really feels and misses her stepkids.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want the same thing for Jan to happen with, you know, his son. And men kind of express it differently. Like
Yeah.
Janet's like, you know, brushing it off like it's no big deal, but like
Not trying to be emotional. Like,
yeah. But obviously that would
But
hurt
you can see Brett got a little, like, I don't know if he got choked up. He like paused for a sec. You saw
Yeah,
that?
he caved.
Yeah.
He definitely caved. Yeah, and he eventually agrees to go to dinner. I'm curious to see how it, like, if they talk about it at the reunion. But, like, I think for me, the biggest payoff would have been if they reconciled on camera. Maybe
I know.
that's what I'm lacking. Maybe, like, I need to see interaction.
Well, they knew you didn't care, so they're like, we're not going to play it.
Is that what it
Chelsea
is?
doesn't
They
care.
just cut the scene. But you know, yeah, I could have done without the storyline.
Yeah.
But we'll see. You know
It's okay. It adds another like dimension to
Yeah.
Margaret, because then it'd just be Margaret and Danielle fighting. Like there wouldn't be any other layers. To
Yeah.
her.
But you know what I can't go without?
Hey guys, before we move on to our next topic and something we can't go without,
Yes.
we just want to say thank you for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. No matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation with us. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us here, and we truly appreciate you guys supporting us and doing what we love. Don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our shows and get involved, guys. We love it.
Yes, we do love it. Join us in the chat. Some of you guys are already in there. We love hearing your guys' commentary throughout, and the comment section. I browse them every
pop in, guys.
once a week. Love your guys' commentary. It's a lot
I
of
do
fun.
twice a week. So
I was gonna say every day, but I don't every day. And then I was gonna say I'm really crazy, so I just whatever.
Just comment at me, guys. She doesn't check it, obviously.
I do. I even like some of them. But moving on to Jennifer. We finally get a full family dynamic with Jennifer now. They go out to dinner with the kids, with 5 children at like this Benihana type style restaurant. And it's chaos.
Yeah.
Like,
how did that look too when they sat down and the whole family took over the table? Usually it's like strangers sitting with you. And it's like the whole
it's all
fam.
of them. Like, could you imagine if the table was big enough to have like another person, like a couple there, and
That's
they
what
had
I'm
to
saying.
share
Just like 2 people on the end, and then just Jennifer
with
and all
their
her
kids. Like, and it's like a first date. Like, oh my god, that'd be the worst first date ever. Just kids like throwing stuff.
That's why you
drumming
can't go to
around.
that stuff on a first date. It's always like you got to sit with strangers. It's not gonna be romantic.
Yeah,
you got to cut that.
I couldn't with their kids. I mean, and I'm sure they're angels, maybe, probably.
I mean,
but
they're too old to be angels now.
it's like the perfect birth control, like watching people like that or children like that. Like that's just like, what? I'm not ready to have kids.
You can have 1 or 2.
No.
She has 6, right?
5.
5.
No.
I want 5. Well, because like I'm gonna train mine.
Like dogs.
Have one of those electronic
collar.
chains on it. They yell. Just
Little like chain. Oh, I can't wait for you to be a dad.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Right when they yell or something.
Oh my
okay,
gosh.
sorry, Dad.
Jennifer needs that. She needs to learn
Honestly,
how
it
to
would
like
work.
tame her
You
children.
do it at a young age, so I'm learning about this in psychology right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, it's like you train your mind. So like your body knows if I ask like or yell and like demand something, I'm gonna get a shock. So I just won't do it.
Well, I'm gonna tweet Jennifer to like call you for parenting advice instead of
Give her the
Jackie.
shock collar.
Yeah, you're the new parenting advice columnist.
I'm gonna
here
start
on
a
the
blog.
Show. Yeah, you should. It would definitely compete with Jackie's for sure.
Get some hits for sure.
Yeah. But Jennifer's style of parenting is bribery, and she wants her children to finish their soup. And they said, if you buy me 2 things at Target, I'll finish my soup. And then that's when Bill chimes in, is like,
I know.
you spoil them. Like, and the kids kind of rally to Jen's defense over on this time.
Yeah, well, it's for sure reasonable because they don't even see their dad. Even the son was like, "How do you want to be a role model for me?"
That actually hit me.
That's sad.
I was like, wow. So yeah, the son was basically like, you always say that you're my role model, but you're never around. And it was like, oh dang.
And that's sad because it's like those families where you see, oh, they have everything, they have all this money, but the kids don't even like get to see their dad.
Yeah.
So is it worth it all?
Yeah.
Working that much?
And
You
I
know?
think, and Jennifer said, it took for the kids to like say it for him to see it, and I think that's totally true. Like if
It said that he's working on it now,
Yeah.
right? He's like doing better.
yeah, if she would have been the one to say that, like it wouldn't have translated.
Yeah,
you
because
know?
it's not going to hit him. He hears it all the time from her, but to hear it from your son or daughter, it's like completely different.
And then too, like you kind of forget how smart and aware children are. Like I don't know how young that one was. I know he's one of
14,
the
I
older.
think, 14
okay,
or
yeah.
15.
So like, but yeah, like he's aware, and if he's aware, then his younger siblings are aware. Like and it's just like, yeah, you aren't around. It is just mom.
Yeah.
And to Jennifer's defense, like I don't like particularly care for her too much, but like I could see how raising 5 kids, like essentially on
Oh, no,
your
that's
own,
gnarly.
It's totally
Especially by
like
yourself.
Yeah. So of course you're like, okay, yeah, you could do like you have whatever you want if you just do this for me.
And
like,
he even said, like, he doesn't do the parenting. He said the disciplinary is on you.
Like,
so
and that's
obviously he doesn't do any
hard.
parenting.
That's just so hard.
Like, he comes home, says, hi, kids, and then goes up to his office and goes to bed.
Yeah, not doable. Not doable. So yeah, I do think I would like to see some changes, and I would want to see next season. I know we're not getting to predictions, but I would like to see Jennifer kind of being a little bit more independent.
You think she's going to be around?
We'll get to that in the
think she's
news and
making the
gossip.
cut?
Oh my
Oh.
God, look at that. But yes, so we get to Frank and Dolores, and this was a quick, this whole episode kind of like really,
That made me
bounced around
sad.
everybody.
That
and
made me really sad.
why? Because
Frank
you're,
and Dolores.
dude,
I ship those two. I like those two.
I ship those two.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like ship. Like oh, like those two are cute. Like I'm for them.
Oh,
Never
is
heard
that
that
like
saying?
a new slang?
No. I
Is
thought
that what
was
the kids
old
are saying
slang.
on the streets?
I hear it all the time. I thought that's like an old saying. I'm not saying you're old. I'm not pointing at you.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're saying, Angelo.
No, I thought
For the record, I'm not old.
she's only like, what, 87? 88?
I'm like March Senior's age.
Have you really never heard that saying? Mm-mm. Yeah, like ship. Like, yeah, go you guys.
Oh, I thought, okay.
I'll look up what the exact thing is.
I like them, but I just like, and I do like them together. It just makes me feel icky because there is another man involved. Like David is there.
And she said, "Oh, I might move in with him."
Yeah. So like that's my only thing. Like if she was single and he was single, like I'd be about it.
But if they were single, they wouldn't be divorced. They'd be together. You know what I mean? If she didn't have David, they'd be back together for sure.
Yeah.
They'd probably be getting back.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, I think that, but then like I hear interviews with her and she talks about like not going down that road again.
Yeah, but her actions.
Yeah.
It only shows that she wants.
They
to be
seem
with
so
Frank.
comfortable and happy together.
Yeah, and
they do
have so much fun.
They do. So yeah. So she says she wants to move into her own place. She's ready for that, and I mean, good for her. Like she's an empty nester. Like both her kids are out of the house. Why not?
But I feel like she'll be more bored without Frank. You know what I mean? She's always like, "Oh, I'm alone. I'm lonely." But then she's leaving Frank.
I think Frank will still be there. They still flip houses together. They still have the gym together. Like they still have things together. And like if she ever needs anything, like Frank is literally gonna be there.
Yeah.
She was actually on Watch What Happens Live last week. And like
I saw that with the girl from
Glee.
From Glee.
And Andy was doing this game with her, like who would you call in whatever situation, and a lot of the times it was Frank or David, and a lot of the times it was still Frank.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah.
So is she still with David?
Yeah. But like
so
one of them was like, who would you call to watch a romantic comedy sad movie or something? Frank.
What?
Yes. So I mean,
I feel like this guy David doesn't have a lot of personality. Maybe
that's
and
it.
Frank makes up for it.
I am curious to see what David is like. I think we've only seen him once, maybe even just his photo. I don't think he's really been.
I've
on
never
camera.
seen him.
They've just showed photos. Yeah.
I don't even think I've seen the photos.
Yeah.
All bad.
So it is all bad. It is all bad. But what's not all bad is Melissa and her 23andMe kit trying to find her sister.
Have you done that before, the 23andMe?
I want to. When I went to Africa, it like really made me want to like find out what my ancestry is.
Yeah, I've been wanting to too.
So I'm like trying to find the right kit though, because some of them are just like very like broad and generalized. And
Are you gonna get the disease one where it like tells you the diseases you're prone to?
kind of maybe.
That's
I am
scary though.
interested
I don't want
in
to.
that.
I don't want to see all that. I don't want to see what I could get.
I don't know. Why not?
It tells you what you're prone to getting,
I
right?
know.
And then what you can't get too.
Yeah, that's nice to know.
I mean, that's cool, but it's weird.
But yeah, so Melissa's doing this kit to see if she has a sister or whatever. I think this is another storyline that I think is also
Yeah,
like,
I'm not interested in this one.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So Joe is giving Antonia a hard time because she's about to go out to a party, and Melissa kind of just starts to lay down the law and is like, listen, we cannot talk like this and have these like traditional gender roles with Antonia. Like if you're going to treat the boys one way, you also have to treat Antonia the same way. And I like, Joe was very hesitant, I think, at first when she started like, talking about it.
Yeah.
But I think she kind of broke him down. What did you think of the whole situation?
Well, I think like when she got in his head about it, he really sat back and thought about it. He even said in his confessional, he was like, it takes a man to realize what he's doing and change for his family.
Yeah.
So I think he realized, but like I said, he's a jokester, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel a lot of it I feel is jokes.
I mean, but like there's some truth to those jokes.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And it's like, and
Like it's coming from something that he thinks.
yeah, and I don't find it to be funny when you're like demeaning your wife's job.
Yeah.
And like that's what he was doing, and you can't do it in front of your daughter,
No,
or like in
yeah.
front of your children.
You got to set an example.
Yeah. So like I was so for it with Melissa, and I've really like Melissa's my favorite on Jersey. And I've liked her even more so this season because and she's just progressed so much as a woman from like when she first came on the show until now, and she recognized that like Joe and I aren't the same people. I'm not the same person that married Joe like 15 years ago. Like, I'm different.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that she's evolved and, like, realized, like, that she could be an independent woman and still be a mom at the same time. A mom and a wife, you know?
It's a good balance she's got there.
It is. But I do think that it's still taking Joe a little bit longer to, like, wrap his mind around that.
Well, I feel like maybe Joe's used, because, like, the majority of their marriage, I feel like she was more dependent on Joe. And then when the show came around, she got a little more independent. So he's kind of still, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I just, like, you can't, like, put that onto your children. And that's what I think he's doing. And that's what she tried to talk
Yeah, like
to him
projecting
about.
it on them.
Yeah, exactly. But we finally get to the party. Jennifer is decorating for this party. It's a sweet 16 anniversary party. And I wrote down 16 seems like an odd number to celebrate. And Melania was with me, and she was like, people celebrate that? Wouldn't you want to be with your husband? And, like, I, like, 16, like, that's, like...
It's a weird number.
15, 20, 25.
I mean, you celebrate every year, but you don't need to throw a party.
Yeah,
for, like,
a big extravagant party. Yeah, it's off, right?
And what's up with the Sweet 16 thing?
Yeah, but you're having poker and, like, hookah, like...
And, like, a crown, and you're walking around with your crown.
Yeah, what
Bejeweled.
Sweet 16 party had all those things?
I thought it was a quinceañera when I was watching it. I was like, what's going on here?
That's pink. But yeah, so, like, I find it to be a little bit strange that they chose to sell, but, like, a party is a party, and you have that big house, so why not, I guess?
The poker money with their
faces on it. Yeah, the funny money. But as the women are starting to get ready, they're all talking to their spouses about, you know, not really wanting to be around Danielle. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that whole, like, she's just this big, dark, you know, cloud that comes around, you know? Mm. So, what did you think of Jennifer's dress?
Jennifer's dress?
Mm-hmm, for the party.
Well, her whole outfit, she's, like, over the top.
Did you like it?
No, she's over the top.
She's like, it's custom made. I wrote hideous dress.
Oh, I thought you liked it?
Hideous.
Yeah, it's like over the top. She always takes everything, like, insane. Like, what's up with
I didn't like it. I didn't like the jewels here. I didn't like the
Even Teresa's like, oh, I don't want the jewels. Like,
yeah,
they're kind of getting their style back
tacky.
together. Yeah.
And, like, I talked to my mom about this, and I was listening to a podcast, and, like, I think that your first season, you don't see yourself on television, so you don't know how you look.
Exactly.
And you don't know how, like, this might look good, you know, in person, in real life, or whatever, but the camera, it doesn't look flattering. It's not, like, you know. So I feel like Jackie and Jennifer, like, come season 2, like, they'll have a better idea of, like, what works and what doesn't work, you know?
Well, because they all have changed. You've seen their styles from, like, the beginning to now.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, like, that's the case with Jennifer, because some of the stuff that she wears, I'm just like, girl, you cannot.
Yeah.
Cannot. But you know what? Also, Bill is starting to grow on me, too.
Bill?
Yeah.
I don't like him as much.
Actually, you know, I think I like him. He seems like he has a cool sense of humor.
He hasn't changed, though. Yeah, he's got a good sense of humor when he's with his friends. Obviously, he loves his guy friends.
Yeah, I think that's what I like about him. He's actually, like when Joe was like, do you have tequila? And he's like, oh, but I watered it down.
Yeah, he's got a good sense of humor with the guys.
House, that's the pool house I'm supposedly in all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, he, like, can make fun of himself. He can make fun of Jennifer. And, like, I don't know. Like, he has a personality.
But he doesn't do it with her. Like, he's just bland with her.
Yeah.
You got to have it all around if you're going to be funny.
Yeah, true. Right.
He'll grow on me, I'm sure, because I was thinking the same thing. He's fun with the guys. Like, when he's with Joe and everyone, he's having a good time.
Yeah, so he's a little bit more lax.
Yeah, like, I like that side of him. But then when they all leave, he's just like...
Maybe it's just more tension-filled when it's just, like, you and your wife sitting in a room and cameras are there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit more stressful.
You're just like, oh, hey.
As opposed to, like, this big party and, like, everyone's having a good time.
He's probably a little tipsy.
Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, the party did seem really cool. They had the hookah. They had the poker. They had some belly dancers later on. So it did seem like a really...
Joe dancing with them.
Dancing with them and looking like a stripper. He does dance like a stripper.
He's so funny.
How would you dance? Like, how do you dance?
Yeah, you got to do the whole like little roll.
I like your waist thing that you have going on.
My waist goes good.
Yeah.
I could be a belly dancer. I'm telling you. Like, a bunch of my friends are Arab, so, like, when I go to their birthday parties, there's belly dancers everywhere, and I can move just like every one of those Arabs. I'll tell you.
I'll tell you.
It's not hard. You just got to be fluid with it.
You have to be fluid with it. I am taking notes, and I will...
A couple shots, and then you get fluid.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Okay, I'm ready.
I might start belly dancing.
And I do like how Dolores called it hookah. I've never smoked hookah before. That was fun. It was really cute. Margaret, everyone gets there, and Danielle's the last one to arrive, of course. And Margaret does greet her. They give, a kiss on the cheek.
Which was weird. And the music turns on.
It was weird, but it was also like, if you guys are both going to be there, you don't want to start any drama, so just say hello type of
how
thing,
else you gonna act? Yeah.
So, this kind of, everyone's, kind of harping on Teresa for being friends with Danielle. And I think it was Jackie raised the interesting question, like, can you really be friends with someone if they're just nice to you, but you see how mean they are to everyone else? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Would you be a friend with someone like that?
No, I agree with that point 100%.
Yeah.
Like, if someone's super nice to you and then you're just out in public and they're just jerk-offs to everyone else they know, like,
yeah. Or
obviously
like
they're not a good
your
person.
group of friends too, like, it's just like, that's my thing. Like, I'm a strong believer in you are who you surround yourself
Exactly.
with. So even if Danielle's like super kind to you, like, she is as a human being, like, not a good person.
Yeah, that little aspect of her doesn't change.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was a good question.
And Teresa might not be that close with Margaret, so she's like, oh, I don't care if she's mean to Margaret, but if you see how she's treating Margaret, she has the potential to treat you that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because they were just friends not too long
Exactly.
ago. So it's like, how can you? And it just, we'll get that's also news and gossip.
I don't want to get started on Danielle.
It's really hard. But, So, because I was like, should we get into our table flipping moment? But we'll just start with this. So Joe and Marty, they don't greet each other. Or Marty doesn't greet Joe.
Marty tried, right? Didn't he?
After Danielle told him you should go say hello and be the bigger person.
Oh, so when he came in, he didn't say anything to Joe?
No, they didn't say anything to each other.
That.
And then he goes and tries to, they're at the poker table, try to talk. It's really not going anywhere. Joe Gorga's like, you guys were friends before, blah, blah, blah.
He's kind of stirring the pot when he does that, though.
He was. No,
right?
He was stirring the pot the whole time. Like, Joe Gorga was definitely the pot. He was the instigator of this whole situation.
Yeah, he's like acting like I'm trying to mend you guys. Like, talk, you guys are boys. But he's just making it worse.
And they weren't really boys. Like, that's my other thing.
They were acquaintances.
It's like, they were acquaintances. They were only friends because their wives were friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, so Joe Gorga definitely was the instigator of this whole situation.
Yeah.
And he was in the middle of it from start to finish, like literally. But I mean, maybe there was like some goodness that he had behind it.
Who, Joe?
Joe, maybe.
Joe Gorga?
Yeah.
No, I feel like he was just stirring it. He had this whole intention in his face. He's like, oh, come on, guys.
Yeah,
he thought
it was
smiling.
He thought it was funny.
Yeah, he's like
and you're
smirking.
right, because when Melissa was getting ready, he was like, oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, he definitely was setting this whole thing up. But yeah, so this totally gets us into our table flipping moment of the night.
Oh, the best part.
Yes.
Little brain fart.
Yeah, a little.
Was arrested. Prostitution whore. You are f***ing gay.
Look at, now they're friends.
Now they're friends.
Yeah, look at that. See? Obviously they're not friends. Look at that. Watch that.
Coming to my trap.
Come on.
What a difference 10 years makes. Like, what a difference 10 years makes. So Joe Gorga finally gets Joe and Marty to have a conversation outside.
Which was a bad idea. He said, take him outside.
Doesn't go
knew
well
exactly what was
from
going
the
on.
start. It does not go well from the start. Marty seems to have been really upset with Joe from Bimini and how Joe was kind of busting his balls about Danielle and, she's going to take you for all your money. You let her buy all these expensive things, like blah, blah, blah. He didn't like that. And so he felt like that was his reasoning for attacking Margaret for her looks. And Joe was like, look, I'm not going to apologize to you for what I said in Bimini because we were joking around. It was a good time. We were laughing, blah, blah,
Yeah, it
blah.
was just friends.
And he's like, what you said about my wife is wrong. And Marty didn't he buckled down and was like, let me see. He said,
Marty was taking real shots.
he was
Joe really
taking
wasn't.
real shots.
Like, Joe, come on, what did Joe say that was so hurtful?
Nothing. And, and Marty was, you keep staring at Danielle's tits because your wife doesn't have any. And it was just like, really, like, You're gonna call another man out for staring at, like, what? And on top of that, you know, Margaret comes out. She's like, what is going on here? And he's like, and Joe's like, he keeps talking about you. It's like, well, I'm promoting the beauty of my wife.
Yeah, what?
You don't promote someone by bringing someone else down. Like,
That's just insecurity. If you're ripping someone down, you obviously you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You have, like, yeah, there's insecurities in that. Like, you can promote yourself and be proud of yourself
Exactly.
and be proud of the woman you're with without tearing someone else down.
Exactly.
And, like, whatever, like, Marty, like, I don't even know.
Marty's weird.
He's weird, and, like, he's with Danielle, so I feel like she just totally, Joe Gorga said it best, he's, like, pussy possessed. Like, she is just, like, a big, like, spider that just got into his brain.
Into him,
and
for
just,
sure.
like, is shooting venom into it. Like, I don't think this is who
that
he
whole
truly
conversation
is.
sounded like Danielle.
It did. It really did.
Insane.
I do not think this is who he really is. And so they're just he's going on and on, spewing these insults. And then finally he says something like, she's going to bitch slap you when you get home.
Yeah.
She emasculates you.
And that set
then
it
that
off right
was
there.
that was the the straw that broke the camel's back. And they both just pushed him.
Yeah, when Joe went for it, Margaret saw him going for it and just put the right hand in. You saw that?
Yeah.
She shouldn't have. I don't know. I feel like let the guys handle it. Let Joe push him in, because then now they're gonna attack Margaret for that. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, it's like,
Everyone's gonna come at Margaret though.
I know, but like, you don't talk to a woman like that.
Yeah.
You really
Yeah.
don't. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care who you are.
That was so disrespectful.
It was so disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing for the men to, like, whatever, and I think Margaret came over with the intention of, like, pulling Joe away.
Yeah.
But Marty just went in on her.
Yeah.
For no reason.
And what Joe said wasn't really disrespectful. He was like, "Oh, she's taking your money," like jokingly.
It's the truth,
yeah.
too.
And
like, I'm sorry.
realistically, it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like joking around with his friend.
They were drunk. They were having a good time.
Yeah.
I just, like, when he started talking to Danielle like that, like, yeah, I do think she's pretty. Like, yeah, like, all that stuff. I'm like, you're a grown man. Like, you're really going to talk to another, like, a female that way? Like,
Yeah.
you are disgusting. And, like...
And to her face when she came out, too. Like,
yeah. Like,
that's so rude.
It's just so rude. It's so disgusting. And, like, I was on his side when the season started. I was
Marty's?
like... Yeah, in the sense of Danielle's batshit crazy and like
in their marriage sense.
and in their marriage sense, and like, okay, this makes sense that their marriage is like only 8 weeks long or whatever. But then after seeing his behavior, I'm like, okay, it's not just Danielle. Like, he's also a little loopy, you know?
Yeah, but he wasn't before. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, I know. But like,
But his behavior, that doesn't excuse the behavior.
it's just like, okay, it definitely takes two to tango when it comes to a divorce. Like, that's only 8 weeks long, you know?
Yeah.
So
Wait, so how long after the show did they get married? Because they were married already for a couple weeks.
they're married for a couple of weeks, but their marriage only lasted 8 weeks.
So probably like 4 or 5 weeks after the show aired, like the last episode, they got divorced.
No,
Right?
they've been divorced.
No, I'm saying after that, not aired. I'm sorry, after they filmed that.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 weeks later.
Yeah.
So he's fighting for no reason.
For nothing. For nothing.
Ruined his suit for no reason.
Nothing. And his watch and his phone and all of it. Yes. So the season kind of wrapped up on that note with, Marty being in the pool.
Which
everyone
I did not
upset.
like. Did you like that? How it throws us into a fight, and then, okay, here's the subtitles and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of expected it. Like, the seasons always end at a party, so like, you knew it was gonna end like that.
Yeah.
But it did end with Margaret looking like the villain in the situation, when I don't think she was the villain in reality of the situation. But of course, Teresa and Jennifer saw it that way. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into some of our news and gossip before we wrap this thing up.
AfterBuzz TV News.
You got some interesting stuff today, huh?
So, yeah, speaking of friendships, Danielle and Teresa, they are still BFFs or friends.
BFFs.
Teresa wouldn't call them best friends. But she was recently doing this panel with Dorinda Medley from Real Housewives of New York and Kelly Dodd from Real Housewives of Orange County. And they were asked, questions. And the question came up, why are you still friends with Danielle Staub? And she did say, yes, I'm friends with her. All right, listen, when someone's nice to you, how can you be mean to them? And people were booing her. The crowd was booing her. The crowd was not about this friendship.
Did she react to that?
And she's like, wait a minute, let me tell you, she's not mean to me. And when my mom was sick and first went to the hospital for 3 months, she called me every single day and asked how I was doing and how my mom was doing. She didn't have to do that, and that's why I like her. She's very nice to me. She went on to say, you know, if she does do anything to me, then yeah. If she backstabs me, you know, we won't be friends. Kelly Dodd and Dorinda both think that Danielle's crazy, and they were not
I'm sure
about
they've
it.
met her.
Yes. So, I mean, like, that makes sense. Like, I get, like, yeah, she was there for you in that time, but, like,
Does
the
it matter?
toxicity that she brings around, like, all the time is just not cool.
She was there for your part of, like, that part of your life. Now it's a different part of your life. You don't need her there.
Exactly.
She's dangerous.
She is dangerous.
She's dangerous.
She's dangerous. And you know what? So next season is already supposed to start filming next month in March. Filming is already supposed to start happening. And rumors were swirling that Jackie wasn't going to be invited back.
Really?
It hasn't been confirmed or denied.
I like Jackie.
But so there's multiple reports. It's either the whole cast is returning or Jackie might not be back. I think the whole cast is returning. I don't know why they wouldn't bring Jackie back.
Yeah,
She
I
had
like
a good
Jackie.
impact.
Yeah, I don't
she had
think
a
they
really
should do
good
that.
impact. And I feel like you should at least get 2 seasons under your belt before they axe you, because like the first season you're kind of like, you know, testing the waters.
Yeah.
And both Jennifer and Jackie
Dipping your
were
toes.
they made a splash. So both of them. So
I like
think,
Jackie. I mean, if they're gonna get rid of someone, get rid of Jennifer.
I actually like Jennifer.
Better than Jackie?
I mean, she's more entertaining.
Okay. You got to pick one to get
I would
rid
keep
of.
Jennifer.
Seriously.
Yeah, she's way more entertaining.
Jackie caused like some good fights.
No.
She's got some good stuff.
No. No. But yeah, so filming's supposed to start back in March, and that is actually when Joe is supposed to be getting released from prison. So
Poor Joe.
we will likely be seeing Teresa and the Joe drama next season on Real
Poor
Housewives in New
Joe.
Jersey.
I don't want to see Joe go.
I want to see Teresa as a single woman. I am here for it. I am living for it. Have you seen the reunion trailer yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your predictions?
My lovely
Now,
predictions.
your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, well. Is Danielle on the reunion?
Yeah, Danielle comes onto the reunion, and the men also are a part of the reunion.
Okay, well, I'm calling a rematch between Joe and Marty.
Okay.
They didn't make
I don't know if Marty's coming to the reunion.
Oh, they didn't bring Marty?
Well, they were divorced.
Yeah, so he's still a part of that.
Their divorce was not.
Oh, it was like a nasty bad
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Oh.
They're still going through it.
Well, maybe Joe and Danielle exchange some words then.
Okay.
I want Joe back in the action. He's feisty.
Yeah, he
Seeing
is
him today,
feisty.
I want him back in.
You can't talk about. You
Dude,
can't talk
I
about
like that
Marge.
about
You
him.
cannot talk about the Marge. So I've been doing a lot of digging around, which
A lot of research?
Yeah. It's been rumored that Teresa, the old Teresa, is back. She came in hot this reunion. She was very feisty, and a lot of that
With who?
aggression was geared towards Jackie
Oh,
and Melissa.
I don't like that. Melissa.
Yes. And Melissa was on a show today, and she said she did not see it coming. That she was just at her house the other day, and everything was fine. She didn't say anything to her, and then they get on stage for the reunion, and Teresa just goes in on her. So I don't know
no.
what it has to do with I don't know.
So next season's going to be another family split going on.
Yeah, maybe, which I'm tired of that
I hate that.
storyline.
I
But
know.
like, so yeah, so we're going to get the old Teresa back. I don't know if I'm liking it, because I really like new Teresa that's not tainted by Danielle.
Danielle, dude, she's like you said. She's
Yeah.
a venomous person.
She
Look
is.
at Teresa fighting
She's
everyone
a
now.
spider just getting into your
Yeah.
brain.
She's venomous.
Yes, guys. Yes. Well, it was such a joy. The season has been such a blast.
I
It really
know.
has.
It flew by.
It flew by. But you know, we still have 3 more episodes.
2, 3.
It's a 3-part reunion.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, baby.
3 more. So you guys, we will be here discussing the reunions and talking about it, breaking it down, you know, going through the alliances and whatnot. It's been a pleasure to recap this season with you, but we will still see you guys next week. I am Chelsea Stark-Jones, and you can find me on social media on Instagram at C_S_Jones and online at ChelseaStarkJones.com.
And I'm Angelo Garcia, guys. It's been such a pleasure to spend my first season here with you guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys next season. You can find me on Instagram at Angelo Garcia with 3 A's.
Yes, guys, and we'll see you next week for the reunion. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
AfterBuzz TV.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.